customers ask us what we use to wash the trailer so quickly and efficiently before we do the ceramic coating. So one of our customers had us build him a setup of his own. That way he can just wash it in no time at all. So Colin is going to help walk us through our setup, how we get it all prepared. That way the customer can just have it ready to go. So Colin, what's the base of our setup here?
The base of our setup, let me get it here, is the Active 2.0 pressure washer. This pressure washer is 2 gallons per minute at about 1800 psi, and that's kind of given what nozzle tips that you're going to use. We've actually been using this for just over a year now, and this is by far our favorite pressure washer that we've ever had. We've had a lot of pressure washers in the past, and we actually used AR Blue Clean pressure washers for the past, what, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
And we felt it was time for an upgrade, and I was very pleased, and still am very pleased, at the amount of power this unit has. So
now
let's go ahead.
What's more important in a pressure washer as far as washing a trailer? The gallons per minute or the pressure itself?
The gallons per minute is the most important thing. You want the most amount of water that you could possibly have so that you can rinse off the surface very, very quickly. If you have a lot of pressure, let's say like a gas pressure washer, you're running 3 to 4 gallons per minute, which is enough, but you're also running like 3,000, 4,000 psi, which can cause damage. Well, at 1,500 to 2,000 psi, you're not going to cause really any damage. So you want low pressure but high volume of water, so that gallons per minute is super important.
Interesting. So what do we need and not need out of this box as far as our setup goes?
So our setup, we do not need this foam cannon that comes with it. We don't really need anything in here, but we'll go ahead and show you just what comes with the kit.
So this looks like the gun here. Well, we're going to be upgrading this.
We're going to be upgrading this gun, and then this is kind of like an extension you'll screw onto the gun. We're not going to be using this either. So we're going to go ahead and set these aside. Instructions, we don't need instructions.
So we do need these tips.
Never mind, we might need the instructions. It comes with 4 tips. I'll go ahead and show you guys those real quick. Show you exactly what those do. So red is your 0 degree. You'll never use this. It's basically like a stream. It'll cut a lot of things. You don't want to use this on anything, but it comes with it. Yellow is 15 degree. We'll often use this on like the roof if we're standing on a ladder and we just need to rinse it off or something, because you get a lot of distance out of this. You also get a lot of pressure out of this, so we tend to stay a little bit far away from the surface when using this, but it's also really good for knocking bugs off the front. Your green nozzle is your 25 degree nozzle. This is also really good for reaching far distances. It has a bigger fan than the 15, so it's not as dangerous. You can get a little bit closer to the surface. Also very good for knocking bugs off the surface. And then the last one is the one we use most often. It's a 40 degree nozzle. It has a very big fan. It's very low pressure, and this is going to give you the most gallons per minute. So you're going to get that 2 gallons per minute out of this nozzle. And what this one's going to do, or what we usually use it for, is just rinsing the surface off. It makes everything a lot quicker. It makes it a lot easier than using like the 25 or the 15 degree nozzle. So my favorite is the white nozzle, and you can find a bunch of these at like a Northern Tool or anything like that. Usually white nozzles are 40 degrees.
Okay. So we basically keep them all around for different circumstances.
So now this is the actual pressure washer. This is what we need out of the kit. And this pressure washer has a 25-foot extension cord, or 25-foot cord that comes with it, which gives you a lot of distance as far as where you can plug it in at. This is a 15 amp pressure washer, so you don't have to have a dedicated 20 amp circuit to run this like some other pressure washers that are running 2 gallons per minute or higher. I know Active just came out with their active 2.3, which is a dedicated 20 amp. The 2.3 has 2.3 gallons per minute. I personally like this because you don't run into the risk of really tripping any breakers, and it doesn't really matter what circuit you plug into. You can plug into any circuit because most of them are going to be 15 to 20 amp, and this is safe on any 15 amp circuit.
So what about this hose here? Do we need this?
You can use this hose. I prefer a 50-foot hose. A lot of times you'll run into this getting twisted up and tangled up, and it's kind of hard to keep it straight. So I personally don't like these hoses. They're really robust, but not really useful for washing a trailer or a car. You're gonna have to move the pressure washer around with you a lot as you go. So the 50-foot hose that we have is a lot easier. You don't have to move the pressure washer. You set it, forget it, and that pressure washer hose kind of stays straight. So speaking of the pressure washer hose, Gavin, do you want to grab that out of our
magical bucket here? It's got all of our parts in it that we'll need. So they're over here, so we're blocking everything. So this here should be our upgraded hose. So this is a Flexzilla hose. So this is going to give us that extra reach that you're talking about.
Yep.
And it's super flexible and it doesn't kink up nearly as much as the other hoses would. Correct?
Correct. And it won't fit on the gun that we have. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach quick connects onto this. And we found that those are an absolute lifesaver. It makes setting up your pressure washer super easy. Also, setting up a pressure washer without quick connects is just, it's not fun. You have to screw everything in, make sure everything's tight. And if it's not, it leaks. So the other thing that we have is we're gonna do 4 quick connects. So it's just plug it in, makes it super easy. Setup goes from, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes down to like 2, maybe, if you're moving slow. So
that's this kit here.
That's this kit.
Quick connect kit. So this should have all the pieces we need right inside.
So this has everything we need to make the entire system quick connect, from your garden hose out of the spigot all the way to your pressure washer hose and gun. So let's go ahead and just start putting these on real quick. This is everything we're gonna need. There's a couple of tools you'll need if you're gonna set it up yourself. The biggest tool is obviously our channel locks, and you want some Teflon tape. You want to just make sure this isn't going to leak. Sometimes those seals will fail on here, or maybe you don't get it tight enough or something. So you just want to take that extra precaution. Put some, you can put pipe dope or something on there. I like Teflon tape because it's really easy, it's cheap, and you can just put it on quickly. So
what's first?
The first thing, I guess we'll just start with the actual garden hose connections. Okay, so I'll flip this around. We can see that. Let me move some of this tape here. Set it real quick. Junk's starting to pile up around here. So.
It tends to be that way.
So I'm just gonna go ahead, and this is your garden hose inlet. I'm gonna put some Teflon tape on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and screw that in, and we're gonna tighten it. And the reason why I have a blue towel is just to make sure we don't damage or scratch any of the fittings, because we want it to look nice. It's not gonna hurt it, but you know, not gouging the metal is probably pretty important if you want it to look good. So we're gonna do that. Just wrap it a few times around here. Take that off.
So,
a little difficulty getting that one on, but
we got the first one on.
This one was a little miscut, I suppose, and it wasn't going on, so we switched to the other one, which is fine. I don't think we'll need that anyway, so we'll be all set to go for that. Next step, and we're just going to do the pressure washer first, is putting the quick connect on for the actual pressure washer hose. that would be this specific piece. So again, make sure we're not getting any leaks. And this actually has an O-ring inside, so you don't need Teflon tape for this, but like I said, it's just better to have it just in case. So go ahead and put that on there. And hand tight's usually pretty good for this because it does have that O-ring. So I'm just gonna make that as tight as I can make it by hand. Make sure not to damage any of this. Okay.
So that's it for the pressure washer.
Yep, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set this aside real quick and then we'll start working on the rest of them.
All right.
So,
So what do we have next?
Next up is the hose. And the hose is pretty easy as well. It's kind of the same as this one we just put on the pressure washer. This also has an O-ring on the inside of it, so it's not necessary to have Teflon tape, but again, put it on there just to ensure that you're not going to have any leaks. And we are going to be using both of these. That's tight. Okay, so quick connects are done on this. Now,
So we got two left. What are these here?
these ones are for our hose. So
Okay.
there's two of them here. I assume I don't really know the reason why it comes with two of everything besides like two of these, but it has two of those in the kit. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the hose that we have here. And obviously these will fit on any garden hose. So what I like to use more times than not is a shutoff valve for your hose. Now, I bet a lot of you are probably going to be running straight from your house. Super easy, you just go turn it on. What I like to do, especially in our business, is when we hook up to water, we run our hose and we fill up our buckets and everything. Instead of having to run back and forth from the spigot to turn it on and off, I just have I just have a shutoff valve on here with the quick connect attached to it, and I can show you that, Gavin.
So that'd be this guy right here.
That would be that guy right there, and it has this on it, and that's kind of a heavy duty one, just to make sure that we don't break it. We've had this for what, 4 years now. Yeah, haven't broken it yet, so this is pretty heavy duty, but you can find shutoffs at like Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that, or online, and they're really cheap. I think like 10-15 bucks. It's just a little plastic one, tiny one, but yeah, you can
So
have
that you'd put on the end of the hose
you just
and then attach this one to this.
yeah, you just thread this on like a regular garden hose. But in this instance, I'll just show you guys how, if you guys didn't have a shutoff. You just take this, and I don't run anything on this because oftentimes you're taking this on and off. So this one, it's not going to leak through here because of what it is. Has that seal, and like I said, a lot of times you're taking it off. So just keep that on there. Hand
So
tight.
that'll stay on this.
So I guess we should probably show how it sets up. So our setup process now should be super simple. Let me go ahead and get this. Actually, you know what? We have a couple more things to do before we do that.
The gun.
We have the gun, and we'll show you guys the pressure washer wand.
So we got rid of the gun that came with the pressure washer, and we're going to be upgrading it to a much easier to use, smaller handle. So this will be, for a lot of people, easier to get, especially the lower spots. You don't have to have this big, long gun on there. You have this short one here.
So this one you can buy off of Amazon. It is, I forgot the name, it's a central washer. It has all stainless steel connections in there, so you're not gonna rust, kind of like what we put all the quick connects on the pressure washer. And it also has this swivel, so when you're walking around, this swivel is gonna turn, and that's gonna help stop like twisting and kinking inside your hose. It's gonna help keep that straight. This is super handy. Not having this is kind of a pain in the butt. But when you have it, it's really nice. You just pull your hose and it straightens itself out without you having to do this several times. So this comes pre-assembled with the quick connect on it and the swivel. It also comes pre-assembled with the quick connect on the front. So when you buy one of these,
So that there is for your tips.
yep, and it's super easy. Just take your tip, pull this back, just like so, put your tip in, let go, and you're ready to go. But like I said, this right off of Amazon comes pre-assembled, so all you need to do is buy it and use it.
So what about those hard to reach spots? Is there an extension for this here? A lot of people ask, and that is what we have right here.
Yep, so we got this from Northern Tool. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon somewhere. I haven't researched it or looked for it. I like going there to support the local people here in our town when I can. So you will have to, if you go to your store and find a wand like this, if it doesn't already come with quick connects on it, you will have to buy the quick connects for it. I can't remember, I think these are 1/4 inch. I can't remember for sure, but they are stainless steel quick connects. And the wand will go just like so on here. So we're gonna go ahead and obviously we're going to use our Teflon tape. We're gonna put those on real quick.
So this, having them separate, is going to allow you to quickly switch between, let's say, close range, lower parts of the trailer or vehicle, and the farther stuff away that you might need a extension on it. Just gives you more options as far as when to use what attachment. So we found it really easy. When we're working, most of the time we'll just use the shorter one. It's lighter, easier to carry around. And then for the roof and such things, we'll grab the extension with maybe a different tip to give you a different angle on the spray. Perfect. So that's good. So should we try it out?
Yep.
So this is as easy as it gets. Right in there, and then you're good to go. So you put your pressure washer tip here, and then you're good for the longer areas. Take that off when you don't need it. Put your tip right here, and you're good to go.
Then we have one other thing. It's a foam cannon, right?
Yep. So that is this one here. Let's just take this out of the box.
Now, we personally use a little bit of a different style, and the only difference between what we use and this is when we set our canisters or jars, whatever you want to call them, on the ground, they're really thin, so they just tip over. So having a wide base is really nice. We just haven't gotten them yet, mostly for space reasons, but ours work just fine. To do this, it's kind of self-explanatory. Take your hose. There's a little connection right here. Can't think of the word. Just slide that right on there. Make sure it's on there, not coming off. And then it already comes pre-assembled with a quick connect. So just like Gavin was showing you earlier, just slide that on, boom. Now, how do you use a foam cannon? I'll let Gavin explain that.
So what this is going to allow you to do is put soap directly on the surface while you're washing. Make it super easy to get that cleaning agent on there. So what you do is take a soap of your choice. Polymer infused soap is our recommendation for maintenance. Put about 2 to 4 ounces in this foam cannon here and fill the rest up with water. And then when you're ready to put soap on the surface, you'll attach this directly to the end of your gun, whether the short one or the long one, it doesn't matter. And then you'll go ahead and spray the soap right on the surface, and you're ready to start washing it. So just
Very
like that.
easy.
Yep.
And then when you're done with the foam cannon, take it off, set it aside, wash your trailer, put your tip back on, you're ready to go.
That's going to be another important piece here. And
so I think that's all for stuff that we have to go for the setup. So let's go ahead and clear off our table a little bit. Stuff is starting to pile up on the side here. A little bit of a mess. Take these off. So you'll have a few extra pieces. If you lose your garden hose, quick connect, just save that because sometimes they go missing. I don't know why. I don't know where they go, but they go missing. So
we're ready to hook everything up and kind of see how it works.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take this stuff off.
So, start with your pressure washer. We got our quick connects on here. Go ahead and attach that and the gun.
So your pressure washer will attach to this quick connect here. It's the smaller of the two. It's not the garden hose. put that right on, and then we're keeping this rolled out for now, but you'll just roll this out, attach this, and then you can pull on this a little bit, and it's just gonna swivel. So that gun just swivels around in circles, and that hose isn't doing anything. So it's super easy. It's gonna help keep that hose straight, so you're not having to constantly do this, like I said. Once you have this set up, let's say, I don't know, maybe you wanna put your extension on there, and then let's put the 40 degree in there. And then we'll just put that on there. Make sure you don't have to reach for anything. And then you can go ahead and you can attach your garden hose. And the reason we do this first, because if you attach your garden hose and turn it on, it just comes out. So you always want to make sure you have your wand on there before you turn on your water to the pressure washer.
So that's hooked up. So this end would be going to a water source, a spigot. Now you're ready to turn the water on, water will start flowing, and then you're ready to go.
Make sure before you turn your pressure washer on, just hold this down for about 10 seconds. Make sure all the air is out. A lot of times I will just do it without the wand on, just to make sure we're getting a lot of flow out of here. Make sure there's no air in the system, and then you can turn it on. If there's air in the system, you're not pumping any water, you're just pumping air, so it's going to keep running. And depending on how long it does that, it could burn up the unit. If it happens, it happens. You're not gonna damage the unit, but don't leave it running without any water going through it. So then you'll wash, and disassemble is super easy. Just the same exact thing. So when we're taking everything apart, just take that off. Go ahead, obviously shut off your water. Take this off. Take this off. Roll your hose up, and then take this off, and then you're set. Everything's done. Now, again, you can buy all of this stuff from our website if you want to do it yourself, or we will have this whole setup, including the bucket. We'll have our soap and our spray in the setup as well. So if you wanted to buy the whole setup, you'll have all this, the soap, the spray, you'll have a drying towel and 2 mitts in there. So if you guys want to do that, contact us. We'll be able to build that out for you. But other than that, all the links will be in the description below and on our website. We also have a setup with the AR Blue Clean. Let me show you that. So this is the AR Blue Clean setup. This is what we used for years. All the same equipment, just switch pressure washers. This is a little bit different. It is quite a bit cheaper. So this comes in on Amazon about $150, where this is about $350. There is a significant difference between the two. I didn't realize it at first how much of a difference this pressure washer made compared to this one, but once we got this one, it was night and day. This is about 1.7 gallons per minute. Now, I don't really know exactly what it's running at. Might be running probably closer to 1.3, 1.4 gallons per minute, but it claims 1.7 gallons per minute. This unit specifically is not very strong, but it will last you a very, very long time. It's also cheaper. It's easy to use just like this. In my experience, this is also a very, very good option. Like I said, it's not quite as strong, so it does take a little bit longer to wash a trailer or a car, but the price difference might be better for
There's
you.
a couple options out there.
We used this for about 5 years or so, a couple of them, and we love this. We still have it. We still use it from time to time, so it's not a bad unit by any means. This is just our favorite or our go-to now at this point. And the whole setup is exactly the same. You have your quick connect for your pressure washer hose right in the front, and you have your quick connect for your garden hose right here in the back. Just screw that on and use your Teflon tape, make sure it doesn't leak, and you're all set to go. So this is the pressure washer setup that we use. Yeah.
Pack our bucket up and get ready to send it out.
Yeah. One thing I did want to mention is most of this is going to fit inside of this 5-gallon bucket. So if you're traveling and you don't have a lot of space, this is perfect. You're not going to take up a bunch of extra space. So just putting your pressure washer hose right here in the bottom, of the bucket. See if I can get it in there this time. Taking your pressure washer, you flip it up on its back. Make sure that extension cord or that cord is not being pinched. So I like to put it through there. Just stand that straight up. Tuck all that down in there. And then you take your wand, set it up like that. Your pressure washer gun in there. And then your bottle of soap and China shield. Put it right in there. And all of that will fit directly in this 5-gallon bucket. So you're not having a bunch of detailing stuff spread out around your vehicle or your trailer. So very convenient, easy to pack up, especially when you're on the road, and then just
It's good to go.
Good to go. Yeah, and then you can just attach your foam cannon right there because of the quick connects, and you'll be all set.
Sweet. Check out our website. Everything's on there. Links directly to Amazon. If you have any questions setting it up yourself, feel free to call, text, email us. We'll be more than happy to help you out. And hope this makes your lives a lot easier when you're washing. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.